Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How's it going? Hello, Ruby. Not making the same mistake as yesterday. In there straight away. Good morning, Niskrin. How's it going, mate? GoPro. Hello. Zeal, what's up? Emerid, good morning. Ains, thanks for a lot for the watch streak and little Diglet. And hey, Bradley, good morning. How's it going, everyone? Right, I'm about to flashbang you. Be prepared. I've warned you. You're getting flashbanged to an extent. It's a sort of flashbang. Let me readjust. I can't do that. My brain just doesn't work this way. I need to change this. Even though it's going to annoy me, I have to change it. Will this work? It does not work. Where is it? I don't know why, but unless hey G, what's up? Unless hey Tommy, unless the game layout requires it, I just can't have my camera on the right. I think camera on the right doesn't look that good most of the time. You heard the news. Depends on the news. If you mean that Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green is coming to Switch, then yes. Hey, Brandon. Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that because weirdly enough, I've never played Fire Red Leaf Green. I've never played Fire Red Leaf Green. What? Yeah. Left side's his good side. I mean, you get me flat side. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I've never played it. So I am. Hey, Trenton. I'm almost certainly gonna get it, and we'll do a playthrough on stream. You know, it'd be kind of sick because there's no release date, right? It would be kind of sick if they released it in the lead up to Pokemon Day, so they like release it Monday or something. Like that would be kind of cool, right? So because it's not like don't honestly waffle. You always wait, don't you? It's good. It's good news. It's great news for people, so they can play it on Switch. It's great, but like, it's not crazy news, right? So if they had that come out Monday, that's out for a few days, and then it's Pokemon Day. I think it'll be sick. Give me 1 second though, because Waffle's being a waffle. I want to be a sec. Sorry guys, I'm back. That'd be sick. A whole week of poke. Yeah, yeah. I think it'll be cool because it'll be a nice build up, right? Get people excited about it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it because, like I said, there's a couple of games I didn't play. Excuse me, and Fire Red and Leaf Green, one of them. So so yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. And just it being on the Switch is going to be nice. I wonder if they're doing. I wonder if they're like adding anything, and I don't mean like content and stuff like that, but you know, just like if they're adding any features because it's, or if they're literally just saying this is playable on Switch. Fire red leaf green, Chris. Don't mess down. Go and lie down. Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to be adding anything. I do know though, it is confirmed for home transfers. So that's a big deal. It is confirmed to transfer to home from Fire Red Leaf Green, so that's going to be another nice little bonus for people. That'd be pretty good. But shall we watch this trailer? I have sort of seen it. I've not gone in depth though. Where is it? How would trading work? You need it to evolve Machoke and Haunter. What do you mean, how would trading work? Yeah, I just wonder. I doubt they're going to change anything, but I just wonder if there's any sort of features that, you know, just slight tweaks. I doubt it, but maybe another Game Boy to evolve them. You can just trade with someone else who has it on Switch, right? I'm guessing that's how it works. You just trade with a Switch enjoyer. Or because home works, you could just, if you really want a Gengar, you could just give yourself a Gengar, right? That would probably be fine as well, I guess. Yeah, anyway, let's watch the trailer for the new expansion. And have a little look-see. Let me know if it's too loud. Mousehole. The devil. Hey, so we're getting it Thursday, of course, as we come to expect. It looks pretty good so far. I mean, we've not seen a lot, but let's have a little. So we've obviously got the starters. I will say, like, Fue Coco's is pretty cool. Right, there we go. So put one, it's colorless, which is pretty interesting. Put one random basic Pokemon from your deck onto your bench. It's kind of interesting. I've like card draw on a 70 HP for one colorless, and it's an evolution line, right? Its retreat isn't good, obviously, but like this isn't bad. And I think what's kind of interesting is it's colorless. So are we gonna get the Skeledirge with some level of colorless attack? Maybe. It's not obviously guaranteed, of course, but normally they only put colorless attacks on Pokemon that can at least potentially fit into other decks, right? So we'll see. It's kind of interesting, honestly. It's a bit more interesting than we normally see basics of stage 2s, right? Yeah, the retreat cost, but the problem is if the retreat cost was 1, it would be incredibly powerful, right? Right, it would be incredibly powerful if the retreat cost was 1. Um, so yeah, it's cool though. And then we have uh Quaxley, sure. Got Quaxley, one of the hardest fall-offs in evolution lines I've ever seen. So yeah, not too bad. And then we have this Palmot. Yeah, so the craziest thing about Palmot, it's not really Palmot, right? um, like random spark, sure, 60 HP. Um, is it guaranteed all starters going to be EX? No, that is not guaranteed, but I hope they do get EXs, even though I don't really care for them that much. But I'll tell you why in a second. So yeah, I mean, sure. The exciting thing about Palmot is until later. We have Fido, which is going to be Psychic. Well, it's Fairy, right? Paldean Wooper, of course, and then Smoliv, which is fine. The Mousehold art is fantastic. And funnily enough, the attack's pretty good, right? Obviously, its health sucks ass. But this doesn't seem too crazy. Like, in terms of, it doesn't seem bad. Like, 2 energy, it just deals 60. Which, again, isn't amazing, but isn't bad. But the effect, 3 coins, and for each head, discard a random energy from opponent's active. Like, you've got high odds of getting 1. So it's deal 60, and then generally remove 1 energy. If you remove 2 energy, that's kind of good. Some people complain about the reused art on Twitter. I have no clue why they complain. I don't understand that. Personally. I really don't. I just don't get it. I have no understanding of complaining about the art being from the card game. It's very strange to me. Because the art looks sick. But that's where my thought pattern just ends, right? Like, the art looks great. I don't care if it's a physical card as well. Cool, there's some amazing physical card artworks. So, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand people just want, like, look, I complain and I criticize things, but I like to think I at least have semi-valid complaints. I like that they bring some, yeah, that makes more sense, yeah. Good art's good art. Yeah, it's I don't get it. Like, so there's differences here. For example, when I've criticized like reused assets before, it's stuff like what's a good example? Like that new Might and Magic TCG. It doesn't look that great. It's a crypto game, right? And then then they've pulled art from like a 20-year-old Might and Magic game for a lot of their artwork on their cards. Like, and it's a different game. Yes, it's a Might and Magic game, but it's a different game, right? And it's 20 years, they pulled art, and because that, again, mainly because it's a crypto game, to be honest, just feels like they've just thrown a game together to put this out, and they've just used old stuff just because, right? Now, what I think, the Pokemon Company is not trying to meme us on like, oh, we need to save money, let's use this old art. I'm pretty sure they've just gone, this Mousehold art is sick. Like, and also, now, it's not strictly the same, but isn't the physical card basically the same as well? In terms of, doesn't its attack do the same thing or something? But they were just like, I don't know, for me, yeah, for me, good art's good art. And I don't think they're reusing art to be cheap. That's the difference, right? Because one, most of the full arts in this game are original, right? So like, I feel like this is the first one people have complained about. I'm just like, so they've released an expansion every month for over a year, and there's like this one full art that's a copy, or there's a couple of full arts that are from the main game. Really? Is this really something people are going to cry about? And the art's really good, though. I'd actually be, knowing that this now, if they change the art, I'd actually be sad. Because I think this artwork is fantastic. Like, they've reused art since set 1. Then I don't know what people are complaining about. I know they've reused art in a lot of the non-full art cards. But an absolute crap ton of the full art cards are original, as far as I'm aware. So it's like, what? Let's not forget the art coming soon fiasco. That was a non-issue for me. I think this is the first full art reuse. Yeah, from what other... See, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I have knowledge of every full art that Pokemon's ever made, ever in all the card game. Because they have made millions of dollars in profit, give us new art. But this is new art to me. I've not seen this card until this trailer. Just seems lazy. But here's my thing, right? They've made 1 billion brand new arts for this game. They've thrown this one in, and now devs are lazy. Like, come on. Like, come on. It's fine, and it should be talked about, Tommy, because I do think it's silly. Like, is this really what we're doing? They've made an absolute crap ton of new art. The art in this game has been really, really good. They've lobbed this full artwork in as a copy from the physical TCG. Ah, it's lazy. Devs are just lazy. Oh, right, really? Is this really where we're going? Like, I don't know. I now want them to put more copies from the TCG in just to see people complain. Yes. Well, I think that just shows how fickle consumers can be in these things. And like, I just think that's the problem, right? A game can do 100 things right, but if they do one thing that is deemed wrong by whoever, here come all the insults. And it's like, my God, relax. Like, it's not a big deal, is it? I'm glad this is in, because I've not seen this artwork before. I think this artwork's sick. Also, bear in mind, there's a ton of players that play Pocket that don't play TCG and don't know all the artworks in TCG. So this is new to them. And the artwork's fantastic. I think people complain, you know what? If this is an actual problem for you, life must be great. Okay, so we've got Cloth. Cloth's weird, isn't it? I guess Cloth is like Oricorio attacker in a type that doesn't really need it, but I guess we don't know what's coming out. Maybe there's going to be a strong EX fighting deck and Cloth's there to help deal with Oricorio. Not the worst. Didn't realize yeah, I don't know about all the sort of normal EX artwork, but it's the same. Like Florigato's the same. It just shows they don't give a fudge. But So they've released one full art that's from the TCG across hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of cards, and because of that, they don't care about the game. Fruit Tree the basic kills it. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying this will be good. I'm just saying it is an option that exists. It was 3 cards. Wait, what do you mean it was 3 cards? There's been 3 full arts? Out of how many cards they've made? Crazy. Anyway, Cerulege, this is pretty cool. 110 health psychic, 2 psychic and 1 non-psychic, which is always important to look out for. Fighting Sword, 70 plus. If your opponent's had to Pokemon EX, it's attack to 70 bucks. It does 140. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And it deals with Oricorio, yeah. 300 for 130. It's 140. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I mean, again, we'll see. Again, this is viewing stuff in isolation as well, which is all we can do. But yeah, we'll have a look. We're gonna get another Tinkaton, of course. And then yeah, 140 is a good number. Oh. So we have Masquerada. Is this the worst trailer yet? Why is it the worst trailer? What? People are so angry. What? Why is it the worst trailer yet? Okay. I don't think that alone means they don't care, but it's yet another point on the graph of many questionable decisions that suggests it. Oh, wait, I've had the top of the trailer cut off. Whoops. Wait, questionable decisions like what? Like making trading 100 times better? Giving newer players a free, like, competitive deck to play? Giving players access to supporter cards? Like, no new game modes? Game modes would do nothing. Let's not lie to each other. Game modes would do nothing. People hate on it because the trailer didn't reveal much? Right. Nothing in this trailer is making Hydreigon break a sweat. Well, I will say, tournaments in the app, it's not going to happen. It's fine to want it, but it's very unlikely because, like, 1% of the player base, if that, would utilize that system. I quite like this card, honestly. Obviously, stage 2. 160 health is pretty decent, especially for better events. What? Give me an example of a better event. This is cool, right? Because you can do the biggest thing about this to me is you do the Hydreigon thing. I think this card's really good. I think this card is really good. And I'll tell you why. If you go first, you can do the Hydreigon thing, where you just rare candy it and attack. Flower Trick becomes really, really interesting because if there is something on the bench that is susceptible to the damage, then you can put it on the bench, right? If you want to obliterate actives, you can also do that, right? So let's just say High Dragon, because that's what everyone's talking about. If they have a High Dragon up front and you go first, you Flower Trick the active, and if they evolve it, you kill it. Next turn, right? And it's dealt 130 to you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's just wins versus High Dragon decks, but I'm just saying if they evolve on active, you kill it. On bench, if they don't evolve, you take out the Dino. If they do evolve it on bench, it's now on basically half health. And then if you want, you can Cyrus Solar Beam. You can Flower Trick it again. You can do what you're right. You can do all this stuff, yeah. And then even just in general, you can knock out just stuff on the bench because on turn 3, they'll have 1 energy, then they'll have access to 2 energy total. If they need to do something, they have to retreat, and then the thing they're retreating is going to get smacked for 70. Like, I think this is really strong. Nobody's going to use these cards. You don't think Meowscarada's good? You don't think 1 energy deals 70 wherever you want? Like, are we... Is this a joke? This card seems terrible if you don't get it right away. Because at what point in the game would you rather not attack with your turn attacker? Well, okay, well, you miss... Okay, look. Obviously, guess what? Any low-cost attackers are better when you get them earlier. Right? However, also, late game or mid game, if you're up a point or two and you just Flower Trick their bench on a Pokemon that's there that you can knock out, that's quite strong. If they have a Mega on the bench and you Flower Trick it, that's quite strong, right? Like, I am not saying this is the best Pokemon in the world. However, I think this has the ability to do great things because 1, you can snipe bench, you can make it awkward for your opponent, you can just absolutely delete an active, right? Also, there's no healing potential from your opponent because the Flower Trick damage happens at the end of their turn, then your turn starts. So there's no, Ice Pop, no Lily, no whatever hitting it. Does the attack happen if they knock you out? I think so. Because I imagine this works like Miss Magius, right? But is it enough for stage 2? But what I don't know what that means. If you rare candy it on your second turn and start flower tricking, you could just delete people. I hope the chosen spot isn't revealed. No, it has to be revealed. It has to be revealed. It would be broken if the chosen spot wasn't revealed. So I'm saying, so yeah, but I've just said, okay, what if you get it a little bit later, you flower trick a mega, and then just pull it in. Also, it's grass. They have heals. You could also destroy the small friends of Altaria. That's what I'm saying. Like, this card is pretty flexible. Will it change how the cards are obtained? Yes and no, Albo. Depends on how long you've not played for, but now you can trade current expansion, and there's also a share option where you can just send people cards. Like, I don't know. I'm shocked that there's this large a chunk of people that think it's ass. Like, I'm kind of surprised. Like, your opponent, let's just say in current meta, your opponent cannot play Absol, or they just lose. Right? Like, they just lose. Protective Poncho counters Flower Trick. Great, then your opponent's playing Poncho. And then you just Flower Trick. I don't know, active. You just Flower Trick the active if you're scared of Poncho. Yeah, I think if I make my opponent have Poncho in their deck, I'm winning anyway. I don't know. I like this card. As a general, although I will say, Miascarada has grown on me because I've watched the current anime. However, I still wish it didn't stand up like it does, but still. Erica and Lily support this. You can also splash in Baby Meows for 130 damage into EX after Flow Trick. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I honestly, if my opponents play Poncho because of my deck, I'm loving life. But yeah, I think, as always, you need to see what else you play with this, right? I'm not saying I've got the deck solved. However, I've seen worse cards. At this point, I just want the Absol deck to go away. There is a very solid world where this sort of has a huge impact on the Absol play rate. There's a real world. Because, one, if you start this, they can't play Absol, basically. And then also, you can beat the first High Dragon, potentially. And then you have chances of dealing with multiple depending on bench and such. But yeah, we'll see. I think it's cool. Then we have Goldango. Let me see if I've got it. There we go. Goldango EX, Steel, 150 HP, stage 1, of course. 1 Steel Energy, spending Rush. One of your opponent's Pokemon is chosen at random. For each energy attached to this Pokemon, Steel Energy, sorry. For each time Pokemon was chosen, do 40 damage to it. I hate this card. Probopass Goldengo. Dialga. Wait, you guys think you're gonna play anything else but not Goldengo, like 16T? Are people not just gonna just play Goldengo? I'm pretty sure you just play Goldengo. First turn, attached to your 40. Second turn, attached to your 80. Third turn, attached to your 120. It's attack need. Yeah, it needs steel. Steel energy. I don't think you ramp this, because it's not good ramped. Right? Because you put two no, you don't play it with Dialga. Because you put 2 energy on Dialga to put 2 energy on Goldengo. But then Dialga probably gets backhanded, or Goldengo goes in. You're still not really... Like, is it not better to just play Goldengo? I'm pretty sure you just play Goldengo. He plays with disposable tank. I don't think you do. Don't you want to be hitting every turn? He has a 1 energy attack. You get more energy with Dialga, but you do way less damage. Right? You deal like 1 billion less damage. Yeah, why? There's no, like, it's more in the end, but who cares about the end if you've already won? I don't want to attach energy to Dialga, pass. Attach energy to Dialga, hit for 30. Then ramp the back. Then Dialga gets stomped. Or that's giving more time for people to pull Goldengo in and just kill it. I'm pretty sure you just want to evolve it, energy, attack, energy, attack, energy, attack. Because then you can use metal cores to defend. You can use heals on it, like pop, ice pop, you blah, 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 blah. Like, right? You can probably do either. No, because the problem is, I think at least, if you have Dialga in front and Goldengo in the back, you just get like Sabrina smacked and so on, right? Like you could just be pulled in and snapped. I think you just play Goldengo. Like, why wouldn't you? And just have you just play it like Mawile. I think it's basically Mawile. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I want to start attacking instantly. I think 16T is bad. Oh, that's fine, but then if this is on your bench and you're ramping it and it just gets pulled in and smacked, you've lost because you've got a Dialga left over, right? Which is pointless. Like, you can literally knock stuff out within the first couple of turns and start, like, knocking stuff. You can't ramp 2 Goldengos. I don't even know if you play a second Goldengo. I think the only real thing you do, you might play 2 Goldengos just so you draw one faster. You know, or I think you only play 2 and 2 to make sure you get 1. If that makes sense. I feel like the damage curve isn't relevant. You mean the damage with Goldengo? I think it's massively relevant. Chingling exists. From 2 energy onwards, you can one-shot bases and some evolutions. You're weakening everything, so it makes your next attack stronger. I don't think I want to spend 2 turns to just play my cargo, but my cargo doesn't have like metal core and those defensive tools that steel has, right? Once Goldengo goes down, you lose. Kind of. But this is a fast card, right? Like, I think this card is for hyper aggro go go go. Because if you spend 4 turns ramping this, you're probably just dead. And even if this has 4 energy, it's dealing, what, 160 potentially split once. Like, that's not that good, right? You want to be going 40, 80, 120, 160, because then that is like so much stacking damage that your opponent won't be able to deal with. Obviously, as long as you don't die. But if you could never die, then it's OP, right? I'm just saying, I don't think this is a ramp it up and then bring it on to pop off, because it won't pop off that hard. Then it's Rayquaza EX and he sucks. It's not Rayquaza. What are we talking about? Oh, okay. You mean going the other way is Rayquaza. That makes sense, Bradley. You mean the opposite. Yeah. You mean if you ramp it's Rayquaza. Exactly. As long as they don't play Oricorio. I mean, you can play the Meowth, right? You can play the one that gets you tools back. Because that's 2 energy, deal 70. So you could do that. I'm just saying I don't think you play a Ramper and Goldengo. I don't think your plan is to have Goldengo in the back, giving it loads of energy. I think that 1 energy, like this kind of attack, you want to be doing fast. But yeah, I think you can play like the thingy, the deals, the 2 steel deal 70. Noni, yeah, I don't think you play Noni X Goldengo because that also needs tons of energy, right? I think you just play the one that brings the tool back. Because that's also because that's useful. It's your Oricorio killer, and it's useful on the bench, right? Because it can be on the bench. You evolve it. We don't treat it like Celebi? No. If I get 6 energy on Goldengo, don't I just win? I don't think so. But my point is, how are you getting 6 energy on Goldengo? Yeah, if your opponent has a 60 HP Pokemon, you could 200 damage the 60 HP Pokemon. You could just Dialga. I think Dialga would be so bad. Still with Oricorio. It's a trash EX. Now that is the high level discussion I want to see. Dialga's pretty good. So yeah, this is the problem is even if this has like 5 or 6 energy, you would then need it to come on and hit perfectly, right? Where my point is, if this is fast and your attacker, you're dealing damage every turn and potentially knocking stuff out within turns 2 and 3, which then means there's less targets to hit with Spending Rush, which means you will do more focused damage on those targets that are left. Only problem with 16T Goldengo is that when you don't get the evolution right away. Oh yeah, of course. But that's just life, that, isn't it? Robopass would be better. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I just think you just go Goldengo and have support cards. So we have Nemona. This is interesting. Nemona's kind of like, it's obviously a 1 Pokemon supporter, right? There's 1 deck you play it in. However, 8 is a big number. Just because you have Dialga in the deck doesn't mean you can't start with Goldengo in some games. I think Dialga just gives you more options to ramp. My worry with that is if Goldengo's on the back, you can just get rinsed if you just get swapped in. That's my concern. But yeah, I am obviously like current Pawmot, not bad. This would be good on like current Pawmot. Just have a Sabrina shield or Poncho. But now we're running Goldengo, Dialga, and something else. You'd also need to run something else to deal with Oricorio. Right? And we're running Poncho as well. The deck's starting to sound quite bad. Current Pawmot looks okay with this. Like 80 is a large number. And I think there's a world where we get Pawmot EX. Oh wait, no it won't, because it would have said Pawmot EX. Never mind, we're not getting Pawmot EX. It would have said it in the text, right? Doesn't this card somehow help Fossil? Wait, what? Well, I have no clue what you mean, Hecky. I think. Wait, are you talking about Arven? Sorry, I'm talking about Nimona. But I can't get a good shot of them. I mean, I could just bring up the web. There you go. That's there you go. Yeah, I think again, hard to tell without seeing what the new Pawmot looks like as well. No, it's all good. It's all good. I was so confused when you said that. I was like, plus 80 damage on your Pawmot fossil. Yeah, this will be interesting because the current Pawmot deals with like most non-EX Pokemon kind of by itself, and then this an extra 80. Pneumonia only works once for stage 2, which we know doesn't work. Otherwise, Obstagoon would be good. No. You are misunderstanding the problem. Obstagoon is not good because it's a 2 energy attack on Dark that is conditional. The damage is conditional, right? None of that. Like, current Pawmot is 2 energy in Electric, which has energy manipulation abilities for a start. And also, this card just has plus 80 damage. That's a significant number. Like, Obstagoon's not good. Obstagoon isn't bad because it's a 1 Pokemon card supporter card with Pierce. It's bad because the card doesn't match up to Hydreigon. And in Dark, attaching 2 Dark energy to a Pokemon, that Pokemon needs to come close to winning you the game. But plus 80 only on EX? Yeah. So what I was saying before, Gankin, is current Pawmot. Again, we can't talk about new Pawmot. We don't know what it is. Current Pawmot beats a lot of non-EX anyway. We talked about it, Tommy, yeah. All I'm saying is plus 80 against EXs is quite relevant. Because there's also a world where this just runs over Suicune and Greninja, right? I don't know. I think it's potentially pretty good. Next one is Arven. I don't know. Flip a coin. If heads, put a random item card from your deck into your hand. If tails, put a random Pokemon tool from your deck into your hand. This card's pretty good, right? We want Poison Barb. Well, this is going to be discussed in Hydreigon, because either it can draw you Candy, Pokeball, Barb, right? Ice Pop, yeah. The sick thing about this is, yes, it's a coin flip, but you never really lose. right? Because especially, and obviously you would build your deck, you would have tools, you would have item cards in your deck, right? Well, obviously you'd have items, but you know what I mean, right? Like, this is pretty good. It's a guarantee. Okay, almost always a guaranteed card draw, and it gets you the things you need. Because if you flip tool and you don't have your tools, normally tools are in your deck because they're very good. If you flip item, you can get pop, you can get Pokeball, you can get, some other stuff, like depending on what's going on, like X speed and so on. But it's only 1-for-1, which isn't that good, and you got Copycat and Prof. Right, but this draws you cards that are like very important. Bro's a good salesman. No, I'm saying it from my point of view. For example, look at the difference of high dragon decks having early barb versus not. I would love it if my opponent's deck's barbs were always in the bottom, right? And then if they don't hit the tools, oh, they're getting a Pokeball or they're getting Ice Pop. I'm sad, right? You taught me into liking the card. All right, now the Pokemon Company owes me $5. Yeah, it pulls rare candy, guys. You can pull rare candy with this. I don't know. I feel like this is pretty decent. Yeah, it pulls Fossil if you want to play a Fossil deck, yeah. You can play like... Wait, you could technically make it always pull Fossil on item card, right? If you really wanted to, because you don't have to play Pokeballs. Yeah, you draw rare candy with this. It reminds me of Serena, but doesn't Serena only pull a Mega Pokemon? Like, I don't know. I think Arven's going to be played more than people think. Maybe I'm too high on Arven, but... I don't know. Maybe I'm too high on Arven, but I think it's going to surprise people. And now we have Mezagoza, a stadium, new stadium card. Once during each player's turn, that player may flip a coin. If heads, the player puts a random Pokemon from their deck into their hand. Interesting. Why Arven and only get one when I could oak and get both? This seems pretty good. I really like stadiums though, because it's this is a very neutral stadium, generally speaking. However, there are a lot of matchups where you definitely want this in your deck versus a different deck style, right? But if you do play it, well, your opponent gets to maybe draw cards as well. I'm not playing the stadium. My only fear is it's just more card draw and more card draw and more card draw, right? It's like... Each player. Yeah, I know how stadiums work. But it's definitely going to be interesting. I think the purpose of the stadium is just a generic stadium to kill the opponent's specific stadium. Well, I don't think that's the purpose of the stadium, but it's a use of the stadium for sure. Yeah, Suicune, Greninja, Mezagoza. Easy. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Again, not saying it's the best card in the world, but it's cool. It's there. The fact they've added more, keep adding more card draw is nuts. Yeah, someone asked earlier. I am a little bit surprised there's no Terra. That has like, I assume next expansion is Terra? Maybe Terra and oh, that's annoying. They've confirmed Fire Red and Leaf Green come out as the Pokemon Day presentation begins. I'm sad. I wanted it out earlier so I could play. I hate Terra. Please no. Ugly artwork. Terra's probably far away from now. Wait, you think what? Wait, how is Terra far away? We literally just did an expansion for the region that Terra exists in. Huh? I would imagine there's a world where the Terra's next set. They're not just gonna not do Terra. Presumably Terra will be multi-energy. No, that's not how Terra works. Terra is just like we went through it. Check yesterday's VOD if you want to see all the Terra stuff. Isn't Terra basically multi-energy? No. Terra, for example, Terra Dark Charizard in the TCG is a Dark type Charizard that uses fire energy. We went through it all yesterday. Terra is just like there was what did we look at? Electric Tyranitar, but it uses fighting energy. It's Tyranitar. That's all. It just changes the type. And they have the Terra box. I've seen many multi-energy cards in well, a lot of paper cards have multi-energy, but if you're on about like Pikachu, Stellar Terra is multi-energy. Like Pikachu, so it only affects resistances? No, it affects attacks because in the TCG, your attack typing is not what energy it costs, it's the type of the card. So, Terra Dark Charizard has like, what, grass weakness and is a dark type. It just uses fire energy. So it means you play a normal Charmander, a normal Charmeleon, then you evolve and it's dark type. Look, I'll just show you. This is just... this one. Wait, what's the... Damn it, what was the... Is it this one? Wait, what was the website thing he was using? I'll just use this. Terra Zard TCG. Images. Here we go. So this is probably gonna look really bad. Yeah, so look. It's just a Charizard that's dark type. It has the terror effect, so it can't receive damage from attacks while it's on the bench. But it uses fire energy, but it's just weak to grass, and it's dark type. That's all that terror is. I think it's a cool mechanic. You can't flame patch it. Yeah, it's just a dark type card that uses fire energy. It's like same with like the Tyranitar. Oh, there's okay. Well, it's not in English, but like look, electric Tyranitar, but it uses fighting types because it's a Tyranitar line. But these ones that are like Stellar style Terra do have multi energy, but obviously this would be more controlled, right? In Pocket. Wow, the quality is not holding up very well, is it? Yeah, you even get Terra in the same kind of type, like Terra Water. And so on, so on, so on, so on. Giga zoomed. I love dual energy in this game, but change replay, I'll be able to pair cards a lot different. Yeah, but dual energy would be. You mean like double colorless? Because that would be broken. But yeah, anyway, that's what Terra. I thought we were gonna get. I mean, look, we've not seen all the cards. Maybe there's a couple of Terras in there, but I would guess that they would have shown Terra in the trailer. I'd guess they would have shown Terra in the trailer, but I would. What they could do, depending, is they could go normal Paldea into Terra into Paradox. We could do that with the next 3 like this expansion and 2 more. Like that wouldn't be overly crazy, I don't think. It's easy Psychic or Dark, but in fighting. I think what he means is like Gardevoir can't ramp it, right? I hope see 1 to 2 megas in this set. No, I'd be shocked if they're doing any megas now. I don't want to see any more megas. There's only 1 more expansion than next set. Doesn't matter, right? Gen 9 megas. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure if there are actual megas from Gen 9. I just don't want megas because we're done with it. We've had enough megas. We've had, what, 3 expansions of megas? Let's chill. As long as they stop putting 2 immersives in 1 pack. Wait, did someone say... Oh, with Squawkabilly? As well? Isn't Chimp out? Where's... Where? You guys tell me. Am I blind? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just generally not noticed Chimp out. Come on, miss. Is it on the pack art? Is that what you said? Am I an idiot? Where's Chimpao? On the left? Background. On this? Am I blind? It's on the rocks in the background. Oh, I'll take your word for it. Yeah, Chimpao would be cool. Don't mind good old Chien. Oh, wait, that's a better shot. Oh, I see. I see. There we go, yeah. Forgot there was a full picture of this. Yeah, we've got Chimpao there. So Chimpao's going to be probably dark? Or do you think it's going to be water? What, slash eyes? See, look, okay, we'll talk about that. We'll just sit and talk about this, right? It's not a shame that they use artwork from the main TCG for this. People cannot like it. That's fine. Everyone can have their own opinions. But it's not the devs being lazy. It's not a big deal. People are getting upset, in my opinion, for nothing. People are just choosing to be angry. They've used artwork from sets in most expansions. The artwork they have is fantastic. I do not know. I've not seen every physical Pokemon card ever. So I think it's fine. Like, a lot of people who play this game don't play the physical TCG or have the cards or look through libraries of every single artwork. Like, why not? They make a lot of money. They don't change anything. I just think people want to be upset and be angry about things. And they get angry at companies that are big just because that's like the common thing to say. This company has money, so they're evil. And the thing is, I'm not saying that's not true, but who cares, right? Like, let's just be honest. Like, I don't get it. Now, a couple of things aside, they made a really good game. They're improving the game generally as time goes on. They're giving us an expansion every single month. They just gave up. Wait, who gave up? I'm so this like attitude I don't understand. Like, we're literally getting an expansion every single month. I think people are concerned about the future of the game when devs are putting less and less money into it. How do you know? Are devs putting less and less money into it? Do we know how much money they're putting into the game every month? Do you have those figures? I believe so, Ferry, yes. Once you press the button, that damage happens regardless. Yeah, like, what do you mean they're putting less money into it? Where, if you give me a report that shows they're putting less money into the game, they're winding it back, they've cut half their staff, fine, I'll be with you. And I'll be like, yeah, fair enough, it looks like the thingy. Devs say it's not getting competitive. Devs say they can't hold players. Now trailer was mid and they went lazy with arts. I don't think the trailer's mid at all. I mean, but that's, if people just don't like it, fine. Not making new cards definitely saves them. Well, they are making new cards. If you mean artwork, they've had art from old sets since the beginning of the game. They've had old TCG art from the beginning of this game's release. We know this, right? Like, this isn't. They've not suddenly this set gone. Just chuck him some old art. Like, what are you talking about? Come, just Look. Uh. I like the game. I've always held on to see the full side of the glass, but it seems month by month, expansion by expansion, they become a little bit worse. I disagree. I think this current expansion was good. Look at all the cards in this current expansion. I think this expansion was sick. The difference now is the reused artworks crept into 4 diamond and 1 star. I just don't know why people are upset about it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, is the artwork good? Yes. Does it exist in in physical TCG? Some of it, yes. What's there to be upset about? I just don't get it. I just don't understand. Fantastical Parade was cool, just not impactful. The problem with Impact is like, and this is you guys all know if you watch me, right? High Dragon was a mistake. We all know this. It's not a surprise. Rare Candy was a mistake, as well as Suicune was a mistake, and so on. But that doesn't make like this past expansion had loads of really cool cards. They added stadiums. They had some cool mechanics in there, and people are like, oh, they're getting lazy. They're not really asked anymore. What are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? Like, sure. Is this trailer showing anything crazy? Probably not. But the support cards look good. I think... Where is it? I think Meowscarada looks sick. And it's literally adding a new mechanic to the game. Right? I think Meowscarada looks really cool. Goldengo, not a card for me. Goldengo not really going to be my favorite card in the world, but I'm sure plenty of people love it. But I'm just confused how when the game is like they if the complaint is about High Dragon, I agree. I've said it for ages, right? I've said it for ages. I get it, right? I'm not arguing that. But again, this stupid, over the top dramatizing. The devs don't care anymore. Why? They put a fucking mousehold art in the game that already exists. Like, come on. Like, what a load. Sorry, I'm getting angry about this, but what a load of shit. All mouseholds in the game. That artwork exists already. The devs don't fucking care. It's so silly, right? Come on. Like, come on. Can't Goldengo one-shot the entire field with enough energy? No, Aries, because there's a world where Goldengo puts 10,000 damage into one mousehold. I don't get people being upset. Being concerned, I get. But what are you concerned about? Like, you think them putting this mousehold in the set? Company's doomed. Company's doomed. They're only making $8 bajillion a month. Doomed. They're packing it in. Skeleton stuff. Like, it's a joke. Yeah, it's mad. And I think there's a level, right? There's two factors, right? There's two factors. One, people just being little over the top drama turds, right? Being like, oh, this artwork exists. Oh, they're so lazy. The devs don't care. They earn millions and they're laughing at us. It's just silly. But then also, there are, no doubt, and I've not really watched anyone talk about this. I've only seen a few tweets. There are content creators that are like, oh, it's not a good sign for the game, guys. Let's get the dooms out. It's not a good sign for the game. They've used an artwork from their TCG that this game is based on. How dare they? How dare they? This whole game is based on the TCG. It's just, I don't know. I like it, Eki. I've not seen this artwork before. I didn't know it was without people telling me, I didn't know this was from the physical game. I just looked at the art and thought it looked sick. Maybe the majority of the community is overreacting and the game isn't declining. The reports about retention are all wrong. Wait, okay, there's a few different things I need to react to. They did reports about retention, but that is extremely expected. Player retention is the biggest difficulty in any live service game. Every single dev that makes a live service game is constantly concerned about player retention and trying to constantly do things to increase player retention, right? Also, almost all games, especially with an IP like this, start up here, go down, and then stabilize, right? Most games, that's the normal trajectory of a game release, especially a free-to-play game, right? So, yeah, no doubt, like, they're focused on player retention. Of course they are. No doubt, on average, there probably are slipping players due to probably many factors, but also the nature of the game, right? But it's like, what I'm surprised at is the game is losing some players out of their bajillions of players, and you think that's going to make the devs lazier. Like, when the devs keep adding stuff that's improving the game and content every single month. You have to acknowledge that this is the first time they're reusing art from the TCG for a good number of cards. Not true. If you use the app for collecting purposes, you're not getting anything new from the set. And yeah, if you already collect physical TCG, which 90-odd% of the players, maybe more than 90-odd% of the players, don't play the physical TCG. So what you're saying is a small number of the player base that collects physical TCG are more important, right, than the 90-odd% of the player base that doesn't. Do you have as a content creator do you have as a content creator the possibility to give feedback to team? I mean, I could tweet them. So I was in a Pokemon creator Discord, but then they realized they made a mistake because I was in the American one. So I had to be removed from it, which was fine. I wasn't like kicked. It's just they were like, well, you're not American. So fine. And then I emailed the team that runs the European one, and they've never replied to me, and I've emailed them 3 times, so I guess I'm not good enough. Admitting they don't know how to keep players in the game and then reusing artwork right after is a bad look. No company knows how to keep players in the game. That is like a constant battle all game devs have. All game devs, the number one thing is player retention. Right? The number one thing is player retention for a live service game. But they are like showing they are actively working on it. Like, also, is it not positive that they've just said, yes, player retention is something we're working on, and we're working on ways to improve trading, improve player retention, improve content for the game? Isn't that positive? Rather than just saying, We're not. Just like slip away. Hey, Gusky. All I'm saying is I can see why people are concerned. I think people just like to be concerned and dramatic. Because what is hilarious is this is how it sounds to me. They've released their reports. Player retention is a focus, right? As it is with all live service games. They're working on stuff to help with player retention. They've already done some of it. For example, with the Blaziken deck, for example. Now a trailer comes out with a mousehold art that exists in the physical TCG. And now I'm concerned. The state of the game's a mess. like, like, come on. People just want to be upset. People just want to be upset. And especially about Pokemon. Like, again, I'm not saying don't criticize, right? But criticize things that are actually relevant. Like, again, for example, and this is personal, obviously, because not everyone cares, but for me, I'm more interested in if the expansion can do enough to nudge Hydreigon off the top, right? Because I don't like the way the Hydreigon play pattern is. It's just so powerful. That is more of an interest because that's something that could be more of a negative to the game. I think, yes, most people don't battle or whatever, that's fine, but that has what I think is an actual negative impact. Do you think anyone's quitting the game because they printed this mousehold? Like, come on, is anyone actually bothered? Your takes seem more reasonable because I know you're not being paid by Pokemon to say them. I wish I was being paid. I'd say whatever they want me. Me, one guy, yeah. It's just, I'm just so shocked that this is the thing people are like leaping on. Do you know what I mean? Like, what I feel like? It's exactly what I complain about when I'm streaming. In that I'll play for 4 hours and play like okay to good, let's say. I'll make one mistake and then people leap out of the darkness and smash the keyboard with all of their might to tell me I messed up. Like, that's what it is. Hey, Lope, thank you for the raid. How's it going? Thank you. Welcome. We're just talking about the new expansion trailer and drama about it. You messed up, I know. You must get that as well, Lope, and it is infuriating. I hope you're good, mate. Are you going to BlizzCon this year, Lope? I hope so. Is there hate about mousehold specific? Well, not mouse. Well, people are just complaining about reused art, and it's mainly this one, right? Because it's a 1-star. After since Hearthstone is live. Nice. Nice, yeah. Well, that'll be good. We could see each other again. If the set is SV based, why haven't they put Paradox or Terra set in the trailer? The trailer's so boring. Well, I assumed we were getting Terra. It seems like we're not. We could, but it seems like we're not. But there's a world where they go like basic Scarlet Violet or Gen 9, whatever. Then they have a Terra set or Terra and Paradox set next set. I've had my complaints with DNA, but to be fair, they've been actively surveying the community and implementing improvements. They're far from clueless. Yeah. And like, there's no benefit for them to make the game worse, right? Like, that's what always confuses me. Like, there's no benefit to be like, oh, you know what? We're making loads of money. Let's drive away all our players. But yeah, I am. Again, yes. Does the trailer have the craziest cards we've ever seen? No, but I do think Meowscarad is sick. Yeah, so basically, Lope, drama and silly drama. So, new trailer has come out for the expansion that's coming out next week, and a lot of people are kicking off and saying the devs are lazy and don't care anymore because this card artwork is a real Pokemon card, if that makes sense. Like, it's from a real Pokemon set. Even though there's tons of art in the game that is also from real Pokemon sets. But this, I think, now don't quote me, I think this is the first, like, 1-star rarity, which is, like, basic card but full art that has been, used from a previous Pokemon set from the physical TCG. As long as it's not AI. Yeah, I'm just like, damn, the artwork looks sick. Bang, that's where my brain finishes. I'm just like, the artwork looks really cool. Just something some people notice. But then people are over dramatizing it. That's kind of my point. People are like dramatizing this, and it's just like they've put a cool artwork from the physical TCG in the game. What is the put more in? Because there's some really sick artwork in the physical TCG. Like, look, you know what? DNA, you have my permission. Where is he? Get this bad boy in. Put it in. Put the artwork in. I will sign that off. You have my permission. Get this Blastoise in. Like, done. Agreed. Signed off by the board. The board being me. Get it in. I'll defend you. Signs of a dead game. Paying an artist to use art they've already made, yeah. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Again, surprising. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to testing this. I think this card could be pretty sick. And DNA or whoever could have predicted that type of reaction. I don't think they should care to predict it. I think one of the biggest things you can learn on the internet is there are a lot of people with dumb opinions that you should ignore. And just assume they don't exist. Because that is something, like, it's going to sound very silly, right? But everyone's opinion isn't important, right? Because people don't even realize what they actually want a lot of the time. Most people, especially on the internet, that don't even know how to verbalize what a problem is or what they actually want. You see it sometimes where game devs sometimes, listening, like, the thing with game devs is listening to community is important, but being able to extract what they actually want and what they are actually upset about or what they actually want to change is a very important skill. Because if you just listened to people and did whatever the people want, you'd have a mess, right? You would have a mess. But I'm just shocked that, like, people are so negative. Why are they not bringing in in-game tournament feature? Because no one would use it. Comparative to the player base. That's why. Do you know what it would be like to go to your boss and go, So I want to implement in-game tournaments. Okay, how much would it cost? X amount of money. Okay, how many players are estimated to use this feature? 1%. You think the boss is going to say yes? I just really would like them to give more unloved Pokemon. More unloved Pokemon, so I'd say some EXs. Raticate EX. It seems more popular ones seem to get... Yeah, that's just going to happen, unfortunately. I agree. There's loads of Pokemon I like that aren't really good in this game. But I get it, right? Like, the more popular Pokemon are probably going to always have the focus, because that's just life, unfortunately, isn't it? Like PoE devs have said multiple times, people are very good at pointing the problem, people aren't so good at coming up with a solution, yeah. I want new mechanics in the game that don't include coin flips, Ultra Beast, for example. Also, Vault High Dragon, yeah. But like, this is a new mechanic. This is literally a brand new mechanic in the game. Like, we're literally staring at a new mechanic. There's literally one right in front of us in big letters. Flower Trick. And also, there's a problem where, like, there isn't that much coin flips in... I think people think there's way more coin flips in the game. Like, coin flip mechanics than there actually is. I don't agree with that. They give a bunch of random Pokemon EXs like Wugtrio or Wishy Washy. Oh yeah, they don't ignore loads of Pokemon. I'm just saying they're always gonna have like the popular ones be popular because they are, right? Like that's just sensible, right? Why are people upset? They just had a crazy cool game mode called Step Up Battle. I actually think, funnily enough, I actually think Step Up Battle was a very good addition to the game. I've never played it. But this is the problem, and we talk about this a lot, where the problem most people have is they only have they can only view their like own perspective on a situation, right? And they can only view their own place in the world. Oh, when I'm talking about coin flips, yes, Ice Pop is very silly, right? We all get that. But I'm just saying, when you actually look at the game, there's not that many cards that are even playable that have coin flips. Right? There's not that many cards that are played. Like, what cards that are played have coin flips? I think the biggest coin flips are like Sleep at the moment. Okay, Ice Pop obviously, but that's new. And then Sleep, right? Unless, am I forgetting something that's like common? I can't think of any. Maybe I'm forgetting something obvious. But yeah, I think Step Up battles burn. Oh yeah, but I'm saying that are like common, right? No, not coin flips that exist, but coin flips that are actually relevant in the game. Meowth, I guess not that many people play Meowth though, right? But yeah, I think Step Up Battle would be good. But this is my point, right? Like the new game modes people want. I've still not heard of like an actual good one that I think a lot of people would play. Like Step Up Battle allowed players sort of randomized PvE content, And there are a lot of players that don't want to play ranked, so fine, I 100% get it. It's not for me, but I get it. You can just queue against random decks whenever, and maybe use it to practice as well, which could be good. Try out decks in a sort of chiller environment. But like tournament mode, I understand tournament mode. It would be cool, but barely anyone of the like percentage of the player base would play it. So I understand why that doesn't exist. What other modes are we having? Because there's nothing. Like, it's a card game. There's, you know, what card games have tons of modes to play? Not that many, or at least not that many successful ones. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely an odd one, isn't it? I think the problem is because I see creators do this. I'm not going to name anyone because it's irrelevant to an extent. But I've seen creators like tweet at Pokemon Pocket being like, "Where are the new game modes? Well, give me a game mode." I never see suggestions outside of tournament mode, which there are obvious reasons why tournament mode wouldn't be implemented. Same with spectator, right? I would love a spectator mode personally, but I know why it doesn't exist. They've also confirmed they have zero plans to make Pocket competitive as in part of their competitive circuit, which further lends itself to no spectator, no tournament mode, right? So like, what are these magical game modes that people keep saying they want, but are offering no real suggestions? Because the only suggestions I've heard, draft would be absolutely terrible and wouldn't work, right? So that's done. And then, like, an Elite Four mode, but I don't think people would play it because it's just 4 PvE battles, right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, well, no one cares about PvE now. So why would saying, "Oh, your enemies are the Elite Four," no one would care. They would do it once and then never again, right? Like, this is the problem. No one's offering these magical suggestions that just don't exist. Like, I don't know. And it annoys me when I see creators do it. Because they're just like spreading this thought of like, oh yeah, the biggest problem with Pokemon is there's no game modes. It's like, yeah, because tons of people play all these different game modes in card games. Pokemon Battlegrounds. Yeah, like for example, look at something like Magic the Gathering, right? I know that has Commander, and then it has like Standard, but then variations of Standard. I don't know of any other game modes apart from. So okay, hang on. They have like Draft and Sealed, which you can't do in this game. They have like Standard, and those variations of Standard, and they have Commander. All those extra actual modes would not work in Pocket. I think the Elite Four mode with extra hourglasses would be cool, but you're right. I'd only play it until the hourglasses ran out. Exactly. And I'm not saying that content's bad. It's just people are acting like this is what the game needs: more random PvE battles with a different name, and it's like, nope. That sounds like a good game mode, Bandicoot. Yeah. I don't care about game modes. I just want more fluid UI. 100% agree, right? I think, for example, UI improvements and making the game run better is really high up on the list of actual impactful things they can do. I 100% agree. And that I would never say is a silly suggestion, right? I would never say, because that is 100%, yes, the UI could be smoother, it could run better, which I think is probably I would actually prefer if, at least for me, if I had to pick one, the game run giga snappy and fast and smooth, and they leave the UI as it is. I think game smoothness is number one by an absolute mile, and then everything else is below that. You want a PC launcher? Issue is, outside rank, you don't have much to do. During rank, you're pissed off with RNG and people playing 24 hours a day. That's fine, but you've also just described a card game, right? That's the problem. You've just described a card game. So I don't really know. This is what I'm saying. I never know what people want because they don't want to play ranked, or they don't want to like play the card game. They want a different game. It's like, just go and play a different game then. There's nothing wrong with that. This game doesn't make you play for 20 hours a day. So just go and log in, open your packs, play a couple of games, and then go and play a different game. Alright? I don't know. I think this game is very suited to that style, if that's the thing. Hang on. I forgot to fix my audio. Every time my PC just froze last night. Guys, holding my power button didn't turn it off. How crazy is that? Hello? God, let me open the pack. Oh! God of War. Global posted trade, searchable trades. Yeah, we've talked about that a lot. Like, I don't know how big an impact that kind of thing has on the game in terms of the actual, like, for example, I've talked about like the size of the game and the amount of buttons in the game. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Shareable deck codes. Yeah, making decks is rough. What's on? Wait, what's on offer? Oh, God, I need to take this off my list, don't I? So I have Mimikyu or Kanga, and Kanga's super hard to trade for. Is it? Have you asked in the Discord? How do I do favorites again for trade? Is it in here? How do I do favorites for trade? Oh, is it profile? Wait, wait, the game's emailed me. Hmm. Wait, where? There's no. Oh. Wait. Aha! Wait, can you see unowned cards? Look at this. Wait, no. Guys, this is confusing. I need to fix this. Oh god, I hope that's sarcasm. I hope that's sarcasm. Oh, excuse me. Right, do we actually want to play the game today, though? That is an important question, isn't it? Do we actually want to play the game today? Guys, my TikTok, I did a Mugenics TikTok post, and it's popped off a little bit. It's popped off a little bit. I feel like I'm a TikTok guru. Well, this is awkward. Have indeed, I think we lose. That was the last time you played ZA? A couple of weeks ago. I need to play more, though, because now that you can trade ZA Pokemon to champions, I need to start farming some bottle caps. Ow. This is rough. Hey, Ati. How's it going? You just missed my nearly 2-hour rant. Oh no! Oh, they didn't realize the power of Ogre Pawn. They didn't realize the power of the Ogre. Raven versus the Doomers. Yeah, I was being very positive. What were you ranting about? Unite. Oh, I've seen that. Very weird choice. Very weird choice, I think. Weird's a very respectful way to word it. Yeah. And also the single player stuff's weird as well. Can we go for... Well, the problem is they've given the points to, like, single player. Why didn't they just do it to multiplayer? I genuinely don't know. Hey, thanks for the stream streak. I would love to know their reasonings. So they're on the trailer. I thought the trailer was okay. People are getting very upset about it. I think Meowscarada looks really sick. You're watching Knights of the Seven Kingdoms? I have not, no. Is it good? Interesting. I did go on a huge rant though, Latrina, so if you want Rant Raven... Yo, you got him. Hey, not so... Tails. I'm already thinking about the next game to play, guys. As one recover from that, that's the fun part. You don't. You just accept that life sucks. Big beat. Yeah, you just don't. You just accept your lot in life. Damn, I really wish they were releasing Fire Red on Monday and not Thursday or whenever it is Friday. I think Arvin looks quite good, yeah. Although, my only concern with some of the cards, mainly the studio and like Arvin, is just more card draw. Oh, okay, fine. I'm excited for Masquerada though. I think it's really cool. Yeah, I just like the idea of the mechanic. I'm guessing your opponent won't know which spot you pick. I assume they would. I think you have to know which spot, right? Because doesn't not knowing which spot make it just lame? You assume they wouldn't? Really? I don't know. I just thought not knowing just makes the attack kind of lame to play against. No? Called trait, not telegraph. I don't. None of the theme matters versus gameplay, right? Like theme is irrelevant if it hinders gameplay. Yeah, they could just have the spot glow or something. Just have like a glow around it. Hmm. Because, like, if it doesn't show the opponent what the spot is, there's no, like, interaction, right? Isn't that just dumb? No? Am I alone in this? I'm pretty annoyed with the pace of the new sets. I don't think the pace has changed, has it? The fact you can only get 5 thanks today got my tickets down way, way lower than before. But you've always only been able to get 5 thanks a day. Right? I'm assuming that's a... No, I think the strength... No. Wait, what? Well, the problem is, like, in this scenario, right? If I flower trick one of the back, let's say this doesn't evolve, yeah? They just RNG guess which one to swap? Like, is that fun? Is that, like, skillful or interactive? Do you know what I mean? Like, if they're just going, hmm? Earlier it was not limited. Yes, it was. It's always been 5 thanks a day. Where's Ursidae been? You two made a cute couple? They were never a couple. If that's what you're insinuating. Ursi's, I think she plays Riftbound and she's just busy with her job, I think. But I've not spoken to her for a while. On hourglasses? I max buy all the hourglasses every single month. And I've still got plenty of tickets. And I don't even do the bloody solo missions. Mm-hmm. We're still playing Arc Raiders? Yes, but because I'm ready for Expedition, I've taken like a week off before it all starts again next week with like that new Hurricane thing. Got him. Yeah, I think if they don't show Flower Trick, then the attack just becomes memey, right? And super unfun. Oh. Oh. Wait, should we watch this actually? Wait, hold. Wait, is this just on YouTube? Maybe it's on YouTube. It is. Oh, God. So I've never played this game. I know. It's crazy. I know. The music. Not the Charmander versus Brock. It has Rock Tomb in Fire Red? Look at the toys! Oh. Oh. For want of a better word. Oh. I didn't play Fire Red or Leaf Green. Already bought, yeah. But this is 100% the same game. I think it's 100% the same game. However, it does work with home. How much do they cost? I think 18 or... No, is it 16 or 17 pounds? I think. Top 10k is around how many? I'm not sure now because I think I dropped out of it. I was like top 4k or some or 3k at one point, but $20 USD, there you go. It's not that bad, honestly. Obviously, it's an old game, but the price point's not that bad. Especially because it is extremely replayable. Just use the good old emulator. Yeah, I just think it's nice to have on the Switch. Already pre-ordered. Yeah. Game from 2004, by the way. Yeah, it's also one of those things, if you don't want it, you just don't buy it, right? Problem solved. RC Pokemon Champion Shadow dropped on the 27th. Oh, yeah. Me, oh god, if it doesn't Shadow drop, I'm legitimately gonna be sad. Like, actually, I'm gonna be sad. I need it in my life. That game uses art from an old game. Oh no. Especially because now I think they've confirmed that ZA is going to go to home and then home to champions, which means I feel like ZA is one of the easiest games to max out Pokemon on. Does that mean Fire Red and Leaf Green will connect home too? Yep, I believe so. It's fairly easy to max out Pokemon Scarlet Violet too. Disagree. I just can't wait for EVs not to be a thing. Is it EVs or IVs? EVs, right? I cannot wait to just slide stats around in Pokemon Champions. I can't wait. There's just a bar you slide. Well, this is horrible. Local champions player still EVs his Pokemon the old-fashioned way. But EVs don't exist in champions, right? It will not matter. As far as I can tell, every Pokemon will have a minimum speed stat. But that stat is the stat. There's no shenanigans, right? I thought they were... No. There's basically... They've merged everything to just stat points. You just have X amount of stats. But I'm... That's how it always worked. Right, but like... Didn't you... Wait, was it IVs or EVs? I always get them mixed up. Whichever one where you want like 0 speed or something, right? Where you have something like 0 speed. It's IVs, sorry. Yeah, it's that I think's changed. Whatever that is, where you can go to like 0 speed or whatever, that's what they've taken away. Yeah, all that it is now is the whole game, your Pokemon has stats, and it has natures as well, right? But it's like, there's natures, base stats, and then one set of stat points you put into your Pokemon. That's it. Hey, Wilkie. See yeah, we were just talking about Mangarth, yeah. I'm just sad it's not out on like Monday so we can play leading up to Pokemon Day. Hey, Jaybird. Ladder is hell, yeah. Yeah, they removed IVs, sorry. I always get them mixed up. It removes a bit of... Yeah, it's just better for accessibility, right? Can people lower Pokemon level, though, to make them slower? I don't think Pokemon have levels at all in Champions. I don't think any of that. I think as soon as your Pokemon hits Champions, it is the base stats of that Pokemon. They just have stats, if that makes any sense. No, people are just suspected. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Look, from my understanding, maybe I'm wrong, someone tell me. If you send a Buzzwole or have a Buzzwole in Champions, it will just have its stats. It's just a Buzzwole stat line. Then it will have its nature, which will affect 2 of its stats, obviously. Then it will have X amount of points, 30 whatever, or is it 100 and something? Whatever that number is, you've got X amount of points. You put the points where you want the points. Done. That is the whole thing. Finito. I watched the Champions trade. That's what I mean, yeah. The Pokemon is just the Pokemon. I mean, I can just show you if you guys... I assume people have seen it, but I can just show you. Hang on. Look. That's why I like that they've added the new text in the attacks.
You know and love partners to join the Pokemon. You can
Yeah, so look.
Pokemon to your team to battle alongside you. It's up to you which Pokemon to choose. Recruit team.
Oh, did I?
It's finally
There we
time.
go. So basically, you've got your stats, you've got your nature, and then look, 32, 32, 2. That's where the points have been placed. And that's it. Oh, and ability, obviously, as well. But that's the whole shebang. Oh, I love this as well. Extremely effective, super effective. I love that. Does it show? Here we go. Training. Here we go.
Pokemon Champions offers ways to make
Look.
raising your Pokemon more flexible and convenient than ever.
Oh, yeah.
Teach your Pokemon moves that interest you, then train your Pokemon to make the most of them. Recruit and train to easily enjoy Pokemon battling.
It's so much
Bring
better.
interest you, then train your Pokemon to make. Pokemon Champions offers ways to make.
But look how
raising your
nice
Pokemon
that
more
is.
Flexible and convenient than ever. Teach your Pokemon moves that interest you, then train your Pokemon to make the most of them. Recruit and
Look how nice
train
you
to easily
just
enjoy
pick
Pokemon
stuff.
battling.
It's so good. It's so good. I can't wait. We're going to be jamming that game very hard. Yeah, the health bar shows percentages as well. How do you get VP? It's apparently it's not purchasable. It is only earnable. However, that doesn't mean Pokemon won't be purchasable. Yeah, we showed it on stream. What's going to be interesting is you'll likely also be able to buy it. I think they've said you won't be able to buy it. I think they've literally said you won't. I think they've literally said you won't be able to buy it. What'll be interesting, I'm guessing you can have multiple of the same Pokemon. I'm not concerned about champions being paid to win. I would be shocked if champions was even remotely paid to win. Because remember, there's also just an element of you can just get someone to like. Obviously, if you don't have a Switch, that's the big question. But I'd be shocked if like they make it paid to win because the whole point of the game is to get more people playing it. So if they alienate their mobile audiences, then what was the point of making the game? Yeah, I think what they want, I think they will sell packages of Pokemon for real money. That's my guess. As well as cosmetics, of course. I think they'll sell packs of Pokemon. For sure. I'd be shocked if they don't. Because they would almost have to. Don't need to buy the other games. Yes, but they also have markets that can't buy the other games, right? And you don't want to delete those guys. Because think about it, in places with like high mobile game thing, like look at I think like India, for example. I think India's mobile gaming market is one of the biggest in the world. They're not all gonna have Switches, right? Especially considering the new Pokemon game I think is only gonna be on Switch 2, which means you can't upsell them the game because they just don't have Switches. So you'll almost certainly, for the people who don't have a Switch, offer packs of Pokemon to buy for real money. Almost certainly. I would imagine they're going to start limited decks, and then they're going to add more and more over time. Same with mechanics. They're starting with only Mega, but then they're going to be adding Terra, Dynamax, blah, 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 blah. But when they add other mechanics, it's different queues. Well, they'll have regulations, but I think the plan is to have shared, like, I don't know exactly how they're going to achieve it, but I guess I think there's a world where they have a season where you can Dynamax, you can have Dynamax and Terra, but you can only use one mechanic. Because they're going to have mixed mechanics. They're 100% going to have mixed mechanics. Why wouldn't you? But I imagine the limitation will be you can only use one mechanic in a battle, but you can pick which mechanic you want in your team, right? I think that's the idea, which will be super interesting. And I like a lot. And I think is the future of the game. And they've even introduced that into the anime. Well, I think it's good if you have... It's not that you have it all in one. It's that if my team, I might be bringing a Mega team. Your team might be a Terra team. Right? I think that's the way to do it. I mean, I'm incredibly dead. Because they literally showed it in the trailer. What was it? A Terra versus a Mega? And I think that'd be really sick. Because then, you've got to work out, do you want to play Terra? Do you want to play Mega? And then, what do you want to Terra? What are you Mega in with your team? And so on. It adds just extra layers of team building, which is cool. But I don't think they're going to do... You can have Terra, Mega, Giganta all in one fight, right? Why not Master Poison? I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention because I was talking. Isn't the problem though that Terra and Dynamax can be any Pokemon, whereas the other two can only on specific mons with items? Yes, but a Mega is generally stronger than all the other options, right? Terra is a weaker mechanic than a Mega. Why have Terra? Well, Terra's way more flexible than a Mega, right? That's what I'm saying. The choice, I think, is the interesting part. Because with a Mega, you've got your Mega Pokemon. If your opponent has a counter to that, you're kind of screwed. Right? Whereas Terra isn't as strong as Mega, but Mega, you only Mega your one Pokemon. And Terra can be flexible across all your Pokemon. Terra isn't weaker than a Mega. I think they're on about stats-wise. Because Terra doesn't give you any more stats. It just changes your type. But you can change your type on any of your Pokemon, right? Whereas Mega, you've pre-committed to what your kind... Not one strategy, because that's probably oversimplifying it, but you've sort of pre-committed on what that is going to look like, right? Oh, I'm playing a Mega Mawile team. So guess what? You pretty much always bring in Mega Mawile. And if your opponent can deal with that, you're in big trouble. Terra also boosts damage. Well, yeah, kind of. What I mean is, when you Mega, your stats go up. Terra doesn't increase your stats, right? It can, if you're a Charizard, yeah, and you Terra Fire, then you do get damage bonus on your fire attacks, but you don't just gain stats, right? Is kind of what I was meaning by stronger. And then, like, Gigantamax, or Dynamax, whatever, yeah, you get tons of stats and really powerful moves, but it only lasts 3 turns. And that's your whole mechanic, right? Whereas Terra lasts the whole round, or the whole game. Megas last the whole game, right? So... you don't gain stats, but in the end, it's pretty much the same outcome. I mean, I don't know about that. My point is, they're all different, and they all have different strengths and weaknesses, which I think is the fun part. Because it just makes team building way bigger, right? Because suddenly, it's not just what Pokemon you have, it's what mechanic you run. On top of that, which is nice. It won't be like that at the start. Like I said, when it initially launches, it's just going to be Megas. I imagine they'll do something like just Megas, and then a wider set of Megas, and then like Terra, and then a wider set of Terra, and then Megas and Terra, and then blah, 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 right? I think it's going to kind of do that, roughly speaking. As long as there's vague balance to it, if Megas end up being too strong, meta all of them might be boring. Maybe, but I'm guessing that's something they're looking at. It'll be interesting because, for example, like if Mega's super strong, like the idea I think with like the broad number of stats at mechanics is that you can potentially just counter the stuff that's popular. If all the Megas are OP, yeah, but I don't know VGC well enough to comment, especially the Mega era of VGC. But there's a world where like, well, if Mega Mawile is super popular and you decide to run Terra, you can just have like 3 of your Pokemon Terra into a type that just deletes Mawile. Because Megas don't just like, from what I know, correct me if I am wrong, but like Megas don't just like solo teams, right? They're not like giga strong. But it depends, right? It all depends on what they do. But with champions, they do have the option to just set up and alter stats if they want to, because it doesn't affect the main games. They can potentially. Oh, sure, but what I mean is, you don't just mega a Pokemon and go, I win now. And if that's the case, then, I don't know, opponents need to build better teams. My point is, adding, like, having all the mechanics be able to jump in and out, I think is way better than not doing that. Because I'll tell you now, I bet the Sword and, like, Violet and Scarlet players would have loved it if there was, like, a big shake-up in the regulation and say suddenly they can play Megas instead of 3 years of slightly rotating regulations, right? Like, I think that's a very powerful tool. Like, it's only positive, right? But that's what's really sick about Champions. Because it's not locked in as a mainline game, you know, that story game, they can just do whatever they want with it. Like, they can even do stuff where it's like, oh, just the first 3 gens. Or gens 5, 7, and 9. Or so, you know what I mean? And do, like, all sorts of stuff. They could do, like, almost infinite things with formats and rules and stuff. And the sick thing about it is, oh, they're gonna have spectator mode, right? Oh, we're gonna be running some tournaments, guys. I'll tell you that for free. Hopefully they do something with it. Wait, what are you skeptical of? It literally can't be worse than it is currently, right? Is there championships in this game? In Pocket? There isn't. There's no official tournament circuit in Pocket, and they're not going to do one. There's no point to stress about ranks. Yeah. So ready to get absolutely ruined. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. I really cannot wait. Yeah, I think Champions is going to be its own thing, and they'll add features from the main game. And I think Champions is more about honing, like, honing everything to create a truly, like, fun competitive experience. In the top 500? No. I bombed out the other day, and I generally just can't really be bothered because I hate the meta. So I can't mentally deal with high dragon after high dragon after high dragon after high dragon. Are you practicing VGC on Showdown? No. I played some on, like, Scarlet Violet Ladder. So will main games have PvP, or they'll be solo only? Main games will probably have PvP, but it just won't be a focus, right? Because they don't have to make it work and all that for competitive. They'll probably have some like basic. I mean, bloody hell, if they put PvP in Legends thingy Z8, then they'll probably keep putting PvP in all their other games. You get more rewards at the end of the season if you get high rank. If it PvP, it just fires up champions. That'll be funny. I do need to do some PvP. I think one thing I've slightly regretted is I've not played in any ZA tournaments. It looks kind of fun. It will be really interesting. What I'm excited about, you know, for Gen 10 is if they're doing anything to battles. Or if they're going to stick with standard. This is the deck, by the way, if people are asking. If they're going to stick with standard battle formats. I'll be really interested. Because now with champions, they could be a little bit more loosey-goosey with battle systems. The Buzzful start isn't what I was after at all. Thanks a lot for the new follows as well today, by the way, guys. Mm. 6v6 battle. Champions, they could do local, national, region. They could, oh yeah, they could do everything, right? Like they can literally do anything they want, which makes it very exciting because they're not restricted by whatever current game they're on. So it's, yeah, very exciting. I genuinely can't wait. And believe it or not, we're going to be streaming a lot of it. And I cannot wait to see what the reaction to the game is in terms of content. I hold my expectations low. Well, the way I view it is, even at the lowest of the low, it's a positive for me because I don't play VGC right now because I feel like it's a pain in the ass to get like teams sorted. So it is just raw dog positive for me. I wonder if there'll be a story mode. My guess, and this is maybe less of a guess and more this is what I would do. I would expect there's at least a tutorial that's fairly in-depth. Because you can't just say to people, here's a game, very difficult to play, hard to master, enjoy ranked! Right? Like, there must be... I'm guessing there's a tutorial that basically builds you a team throughout the tutorial and explains how everything works. So there'll be at least that. Because there can't not be, right? There's a tutorial for VGC. You have to keep playing and watch until you get it. Right, but the tutorial for VGC is the video game you just played, right? Whereas that doesn't exist in Champions. So there'll be at least a tutorial. Like, at least. Yeah. For sure. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Only a week. Just a week, guys. We'll have a new expansion, Pokemon expansion, a week. Fire Red Leaf Green Friday, and hopefully Champions Friday. God, fast forward time right now. What got announced for Fire Red Leaf Green? Out on Switch. On Friday. Not tomorrow. No. Today is Friday. Next Friday. Remake? Not a remake, it's just out on Switch. Ultra Thrust. Hey, Shay. Still 2D and stuff? It's Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green. You've seen some of the news for the Pokemon games? It depends what you mean. United got bad news, and Pokemon has no plans to introduce Pocket. Oh, yeah. I've seen all that, yeah. I mean, the Pocket thing's not a surprise. But, the Unite thing is strange. The only thing I can think with Unite is, are they... Like, are they seeing that people are, like, playing a game in PvP, losing, and then logging off? So they're introducing PvE, basically, to get rewards, and you pretty much stomp the bots. You played teacher. Does something feel weird about the X-Poker from the trailer? Nope. Oh, Cyrus? Here we go. Cool. It says, yeah, I know. It's just, I don't know. I think people are making really big deals out of it that don't need to be. All right, Cyrus. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. They have sold their soul to some kind of meme devil. This is what people should complain about. Not, oh, God, this mouse hold was in the physical TCG. Uh. Yeah, this is rough. Saw some High Dragon complaints in the trailer replies. Oh, I bet. It is tough though, because like I feel a little bit sorry for the devs for that. Because what are they supposed to do? Now that's the problem, right? What are they actually supposed to do? They designed these sets like 7, 8, 9, 10 months ago. It's like a weird problem, right? Delete it. Well, that's really bad though as well, right? Well, this is horrible. Hey, Swiss. Okay. We're still in a pretty good spot, considering we're in a bad spot. Print a card that dismantles dark types, but you can't really do that, right? You can't really do that, because that's not great. That's like a good way to deal with the situation. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Okay. A weird target choice, right? Let's keep plugging away at this Pikachu. Yeah, I do feel a bit sorry for them, because it's kind of an unfixable problem. Kind of. They should have implemented my idea for Fire Red, though, Swiss, where they release it on Monday as the build up to Pokemon Day. I really wish they'd done that. I think that was the correct play. They just, I don't know why the Pokemon company's not hiring me for marketing, to be honest. Because let's be honest, right? Fire Red and Leaf Green port into Switch is great, but it's buried on Pokemon Day, right? Like, it's just buried. Like, no one will care on Pokemon Day, generally speaking, right? Hmm. It might be the only available now title. Don't even insinuate that Champions isn't shadow dropping, Swiss. Don't even let that enter your brain. I've basically put all the hopes and dreams of my own personal happiness on this. Okay? I can't be dealing with these negative thoughts. Can you take your negative thoughts away from my reality, please? That's better. That's the stuff I need out in the world. Shard Drop is the least Pokemon thing ever. Releasing a huge game on phone is the least Pokemon thing ever, okay? Releasing a mainline, like, super focused main game style game on phone, right? So, we've already crossed that bridge, it's fine. So a bit annoying because I kind of wanted them to knock that out. It's fine though. I don't feel sorry for the devs at all. They literally put more broken Rampados in the game. It's literally their own fault. You can still feel sorry for someone, even if something's their fault. My god, relax with the heals. Okay. Boop. Just open the can of worms and nerf it. Oh my god. I actually like... I genuinely don't know how I would feel if they nerfed cards. I genuinely don't know if I think it would be positive or negative. Dragon could use an emergency nerf and them saying, we apologize, we overcut. Yeah, but then the problem is, that's all people will want for the rest of the foreseeable future. Because then they should nerf Suicune. And if they nerf Suicune, they should nerf something else, and it'll never end. That's what they're scared of. And it's a reasonable fear because it will happen. Because the second you nerf a card, everything's up for grabs, right? And I also think there is value in once you've got a card, you know what you've got, right? That card won't magically change. Your deck won't magically stop working, right? It's just your card. So that is the value. Okay. But I feel like everything's coming out this week. This week coming up, we've got an Arc Raiders update, which sounds pretty sick. We have, I think the Space Marine, Tech Marines out this week are coming up as well. Slay the Spire 2. Yeah, I'm not that bothered about Slay. Therefore, it doesn't concern me. Do I just lose? They can't nerf things that people probably spent money on. Oh, well, they can. Games nerf stuff all the time. The difference is they've set their own precedent for not changing cards, right? That's the difference. They've built the game to not have buffs and nerfs. That's the difference. There's a million games that nerf stuff that people spend money on. Yikes. I don't really know what to do, guys. I guess we just stall out as long as possible and make them pay for playing such a silly deck. What a silly game. Big beat. We're just gonna keep on cooking. If they're gonna waste our time, we're gonna waste theirs. I am petty enough. Do they have any more heals? Wait, they still have... Wait, do they... Oh my god, they're getting heads on Ice Bomb. What have they done to this game? So they keep waking up. The song is called On the Way. How does he keep waking up? Has he woken up every single turn? God, what a terrible... They should ban anyone who plays this deck. They should just ban them. Perma. Account. Delete. Because that is just... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Can you play one game with it? Why? I don't want to give myself more depression than I already have. We might play Gardevoir tomorrow. I'm just gonna go back to Gardevoir, even though we'll get farmed by High Dragon. It's fun. I'll just become the Mega Gardevoir master of the universe. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Okay. Well, given that to make Gardevoir meta, yeah, there just needs to be something good enough to knock Hydreigon off, and that might be Meowscarado. It might win enough games against it to make it difficult. Mm. Surely they're retreating, right? Really? Of course. Ogerpon. Oh, I'm like 3 episodes into Alien Earth now, I think. That is not what I expected that show to be. Man. Is it any good? Wait, is what any good? What did I say? My brain's forgot what I said. Alien Earth. Oh, Alien Earth. It's good, yeah. It's just not what I expected it to be at all. It's very interesting. Like the it's very different. It's not like an typical alien film. I know it's not a film, it's a series, but Interesting. Candy me. Thank you. Hmm. Energy goes on Oricorio, right? Oh, Poncho, Schmoncho. I think gotta be more materials. Oh, 100%. Yeah. God, what is like a horrible matchup? How am I running into this? Oh god, they're gonna heal. Oh my god. It's typical we run straight into double Oricorio Poncho. Like, what a meme. We might have to cut Mimikyu. I know they're not, but the matches feel rigged. Yeah, it's just because you're remembering, right? You're remembering the bad ones and not all the normal ones. But yeah, it's frustrating. Oh, let me put my ear out. It's frustrating. You're not running DD in this list? What do you mean? DD EX? No, the male. Yeah, it's dead. It's already dead. That's what their point is. Oh, there are 100% people who believe they're rigged. Yeah, 100%. Oh my, oh my. My, oh my, oh my. Oh my, oh my. And you know what decision we made there that was very important? And it's gonna sound silly, and it's weird to learn. We used the Indeedee to knock out the or to help knock out the Magnezone, not excuse me, the Oricorios. Which I learned the hard way. Raltio. Oh my, oh my. Not bad. We've got what I like to call the open. The dream team. So Raven, after that trailer, I unsubscribe from premium. Oh, good for you, I guess. Come on, rare candy me. Look at that health. It's so perfect. Thank you. Well, they definitely have Altaria, don't they? I saw you summon candy on command 2 games in a row. Good, you good? Alright, come on. It's time for a heal. Close. One card off. I'm pretty sure I'm just dead. Unfortunate. Even their comment about how not really focused on competitive kind of shows that rotation might never happen. No, I think rotation is still likely to happen. I think the more they're not focused on competitive, they just mean they're not putting it a part of the competitive circuit, is what they were talking about, right? So weren't they talking about in relation to like worlds and stuff? And like majors? Because the problem is, if they weren't bothered about any kind of competition or competitive side, they wouldn't have put ranked in, right? God, Venusaur game is crazy. Yeesh. Okay, well there's Venusaur. Did they have Ivysaur? Pause leads me to believe no. Oh! GG. Are they not? Hmm? Okay, good game. Venusaur Shmina Shmore. Thoughts on the new Mousehole basically being Mega Pidgeot. The new Mousehole seems okay, but also it does have what, 60 health or something, so it seems fine. It seems very mouseholdy, if that makes any sense. Is it 60 HP it's got, or 70? 60? No, Pocket Bean, real slippery slot. You heard about Fire Red and Leaf Green coming to Switch. Home support and online support too. Unfortunately, not on. Oh god, what is that? Is it Nintendo something online kind of scam? Oh, I don't know if it's a scam. I don't know. I think people will just never be happy. Like charging like 15 quid for Pokemon Red and Leaf Green on Switch. Like I don't know if it's that big a deal. I don't know. Maybe I just don't care anymore. Like, if it was like 50, 60 quid to play Fire Red on Switch and it was just a port with no improvements, I'd be like, yeah, that's dumb. It's like 15 quid. I do also think that classically, no matter what the Pokemon Company do, people are going to complain about it. So I imagine they just take the approach of we don't care as they sleep in a bed of money. What the heck am I playing against, guys? They advertise NSO to get classic games. So I kind of get it. I'm just saying it's a bit of a scam. Just unsubscribe from NSO then. Right? Like, if you feel like you're getting scammed, just don't be involved with it. Is probably my best suggestion. Wow. Hello? Hello? This is a disaster. I think I'm just dead. I'll just leave. I'm just done. Yeah, I don't know. I just think... Maybe it's just one of those days. I just think that, like, a lot of the things people are complaining about are just not that big a deal. We've had the art conversation, Fire Red, Leaf Green, just everything. And don't get me wrong, I criticize stuff all the time, but I just think people have slipped into a scenario where they criticize just everything that happens is like, this is bad, 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 this is bad. Whereas you look at stuff like what's happening Unite, and I would say that's bad. Like, that's a negative. Hey, Kyle, what's up? We're just gonna play some Marvel Rivals to finish off less stream. Fancy a bit of a mixer-up. How you doing, Kyle? No cats and fall. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just fancy shooting some dudes and like gambiting some poops. I'm going to end the stream on YouTube though, because we are moving on to Marvel Rivals for a little bit. If you do want to check the stream out, go to twitch.tv/RavenHS. Yeah, thanks for watching on YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow and we'll play some more Gardevoir and stuff.